I wound up my snobby cousin's phone model. I, male 16, have a cousin, female 16, who had always looked down on me and my family. We don't have much money and can't afford things like holidays or anything expensive. She has always gotten everything she could ever want from her parents. We grew up together and she had made fun of me for this for my whole life, even though it shouldn't matter in the slightest. When I was 14, my phone had pretty much stopped working. The screen would freeze and ghost tap often, as well as needing to restart to charge. I saved for a new phone for a year. At the end of the year, I researched a phone to buy. I like to take pictures, so a good camera was important to me. I decided I wanted an iPhone 13 Pro Max, same model as my cousin. I had never had an iPhone before. This was around the time the iPhone 14 released. I had a look, but couldn't afford anything more than the standard model, so decided not to, as they're basically the same phone. I very proudly told her I had saved enough to get a new phone, and she asked me what model I was thinking of. I told her I was planning to buy the 13 Pro Max. She did that thing where she scoffed at the same time as holding a laugh while looking me up and down. I hadn't felt bothered about her doing this for years, but for some reason, this pissed me off so much. When ordering my phone, I decided to buy the 14. Not because it's better, but because I knew it would irritate her, and it was only a difference of 10 pounds. It arrived a week later, and when she seen it, she looked pissed. She spent a while trying to convince me her phone is somehow better. There's no difference. She didn't speak to me for a while, over a phone. Cousin smashed her so her dad would buy her the 15. She did not get the 15. I still got my phone over a year later, and she's still going strong. Best purchase ever. It's more petty than revenge, but Top comment. It seems your cousin likes to hold things over your head. Perhaps it makes her feel bigger and better. She sounds like an insecure bully who's not happy unless she's building herself up at other people's expense. You're young, but one thing you need to learn is that life is short and you don't waste your time around toxic people unless you're getting paid for that, such as a job. I feel proud for you that you were able to earn enough money, as these phones are quite expensive. I have a 13 myself, and I'm keeping it until it absolutely dies, just like my last iPhone. I'm like that with cars too. OP, try to remember that being alone is better than bad company because you're going to feel alone anyways. I totally agree with both the OP's reaction and the top comment. You know, there are a lot of people who act like they are better than you just because they have like the latest item. But honestly, does it really affect your life? I mean, these people, I feel like the type of people who brag that they have the latest or best things, they're missing something in their life. Because honestly, why does other people's opinion really matter to you so much? Is it just to build up your confidence, or you just want people to say, oh my God, look at her, she's like the best, or like, oh, she's so cool? You really shouldn't take other people's opinion about you to heart. I know it's hard, especially when you're a teenager, that other people's opinions mean a lot to you, especially friends or family members. I totally get that, because when I was around the OP's age, I went through something similar. So I get it. When I was in high school, I was friends with a group of girls that had these really nice clothes or high-end designer clothes. And I used to be like, oh, those are so expensive. I can never afford it. And I didn't understand how they were able to do it. But I figured some of them had really nice parents who would buy them anything. And, you know, similar to how the OP cousin was, like, these girls, they basically asked whatever they wanted, they got from their parents. And I was like, I used to be jealous. I'll be honest. I used to be jealous of that. But then I realized, you know what, I can have the same thing. And just like the OP's mindset, where, you know what, if I save enough money, I can have the same thing. I also can get the same designer outfits or designer handbags or whatever I wanted. It's just going to take me a little bit longer. And that's exactly what happened. You know, it took me a while though. Even though it took me until I was in college to finally realize my high school me thinking, I'm so jealous of the girls who had those designer clothes and designer handbags back in those days. I was like, looking back when as an adult now, I'm like, why should I have been jealous? It doesn't really affect my life. But my high school side was thinking, oh my God, I want to be cool like them. I'll admit to that. That's what I was thinking. But now as an adult, or back when I was in college, I started to see a bigger picture that, you know what, it would mean much more if I worked hard and saved money and buy it myself rather than having my parents buy it for me. So it taught me basically that hard work does pay off, and it feels better to buy something with your own hard-earned money and your own sacrifice. It just means much more in retrospect right now. So, I would love to know what you guys would do. Did you agree to the OP's petty revenge of how he, took revenge on his cousin by upping and buying a newer model than the cousin? Do you find this petty? Do you agree with it? What would you have done in the OP's position? I know that I would have done the same thing. So I would love to hear what you think. So until next time, see you later.